Hi, this is Mohammad Irshad Hussain. So today we'll be discussing on some of the SQL constraints like not null, unique, and check constraints. So the things that we'll be discussing here is what are the constraints, and then some of the types of constraints. Then the question arises is what are constraints? Constraints are nothing but the entities that enforce certain rules on data. It prevents the deletion of table if there are dependencies from other tables. So the generic syntax that we can consider here is column name followed by its type and size, then the keyword constraint, and then constraint name, then constraint type, and then if required you have to specify the column name. Creating a constraint can be created at the time of creation of table or after a table is created by using the alter command. Naming a constraint is one of the important concept here. See, you can name the constraint or you can just leave the constraint name. In the following example, you can just have a look over that. See, I am creating a table by name employee with attribute employee ID, last name, salary, commission paid city, and hire date. See, last name and hire date has been enforced with not null constraint, and as you see, the last name column is having just not null, the keyword, the name of the constraint that you are specifying, and then hire date, after the data type you are having the keyword constraint and then one particular name, emp underscore hire underscore date underscore nn, and then not null. This emp underscore hire underscore date underscore nn is a constraint name. See, it is a user named, and here the name is not specified by the user, so it is named by the system. So but it's a good practice to use the name, and by the user's end itself it is beneficial to provide name for the constraint. See, type of constraints that we will be discussing here are not null, unique, and check constraint. First, the not null constraint. The not null constraint ensures that column contains no null values. Means for whatever the data column that you have enforced the not null constraint, that data column doesn't allow the user to enter the null value, or he cannot ignore that particular column. He has to enter certain value to that particular column. This is what that is looked after by this not null constraint. One example you can see here: create table employee with attributes employee ID, type is number of length 6, last name varchar 2 of length 25, salary number of 8,2, then hire date of type date, and enforce not null constraint on hire date column. The solution: create table employee ID, last name, salary, and then hire date column, type is date, and then the keyword constraint, then the name for the constraint employee underscore hire underscore date underscore nn, not null. See, once you have deployed this constraint, it doesn't allow that particular column to be entered with null values or simply any spaces, or like null values are not allowed in that particular column. So you have to enter the value for that particular column. Then the unique constraint. Unique constraint is a constraint when deployed. It takes care in such a way that no two rows in a table will have same value against the column when a column is defined as unique. It allows null values. Simple as it is. So whenever you enforce unique constraint, no two rows in a column will have same values, but more than one column can have the null values, as we know that null values are not equal to each other. Then an example, create a table employee with attribute employee ID, then last name, email and salary, and enforce unique constraint on email column, because no two people can have a same name for their email IDs. Our email ID cannot be same for two different people. Here the solution is create table employee ID, last name, then email, salary, constraint, then the name of the constraint is emp underscore email underscore uk, and then the type of constraint unique, and on column it is email. On email column you are creating an unique constraint such that no two rows will have the same value for this email column. Then check constraint defines a condition that each row must satisfy. Defines a condition that each row must satisfy. So whatever the values that will be entered by data on which this particular constraint is deployed, it should satisfy that particular condition. For example, create table employee with attribute employee ID, last name and salary, and enforce check constraint such that salary column takes value greater than rupees 5,000. So the solution is create table employee ID, last name, email, salary, and then we are defining a constraint. Then constraint name is employee underscore salary underscore minimum, and then check salary is greater than 5,000. Wherever the employee column, wherever the employee table is there, in that salary column you cannot enter any value less than 5,000. It should be more than 5,000.